What is up, you guys? My name is Rachel Graham, and I'm a registered nurse, a digital creator, and a mom. And today I'm going to be talking about what happens to your hormones after the age of 35. So, the truth about hormonal shifts women must know about. So, if you're over 35 and you're wondering why your body suddenly feels different, like if you have mood swings, fatigue, if you have weight gain that just won't go away no matter what you do, or you're just feeling off, you're definitely not crazy and you're definitely not alone. So, today, I'm going to talk about what happens to your hormones in your late 30s and 40s and what you can do to feel like yourself again in the natural way and then also in the medical way. A little bit of both. So, what hormones are shifting after the age of 35? So, as we age, our hormones don't just drop overnight, they shift gradually. But that shift can feel pretty dramatic in some women, some not so much. But let's just break it down and talk about what these hormones even are. Okay. So, estrogen, that begins to slowly decline at around age 35. And then you have progesterone. This often drops faster than estrogen, especially if you're under chronic stress. Cortisol, this is your stress hormone, which often creeps up, worsening your hormonal imbalance. And then we have insulin. So this becomes less efficient. It leads to more blood sugar swings. Thyroid hormones may begin to slow down, and that can contribute to fatigue and to weight gain. And then, even in women, testosterone is important. It can also fluctuate and affect our libido and our energy levels. So, what does estrogen even do? It's a group of hormones that's produced in the ovaries, primarily the corpus luteum and the placenta, and it supports reproductive organs and their processes. That's its main function, but it also plays a crucial role in some other things like bone strength. So it helps maintain bone density and prevent calcium loss, reducing the risk of osteoporosis. It supports cardiovascular health, which helps prevent heart disease by influencing cholesterol level and blood flow. And then you have brain health. So it plays a very important role in cognitive function, mood regulation, and it may help to even protect against neurodegenerative diseases. So, what are some common symptoms of hormonal imbalance? So, we have irregular or heavier periods, mood swings, irritability, or anxiety, sleep issues like waking at 3 o'clock in the morning. You may be having difficulty falling asleep or frequent wakings, weight gain, especially around the midsection, fatigue that sleep doesn't really do anything to help, decreased libido, bloating, breast tenderness, or headaches. So, these can be signs that progesterone and estrogen are a little bit out of sync, out of whack. And it's especially common in the perimenopausal period. So that's the 5 to 10 years leading up to menopause. So, some of the symptoms of declining estrogen specifically are hot flashes and night sweats, vaginal dryness or discomfort, sleep disturbance, like I was saying, difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep, and the hot flashes can really contribute to that. Mood changes, so this is your irritability, anxiety, depression, cognitive changes like brain fog and difficulty concentrating, and then increased risk of other health conditions like heart disease, osteoporosis, and then others. So here's some symptoms of declining progesterone. Irregular periods, and in some of these, there's some crossover. So irregular periods, heavy bleeding or spotting, or a shortened menstrual cycle. Mood swings, irritability, depression. The anxiety can actually exacerbate existing anxiety if you already have it, but you've had it under control, and then all of a sudden you're starting to feel that come up again. Like I said, sleep disturbance, decreased libido, brain fog. So it's a lot of the same ones. Like there's an overlap between the estrogen and the progesterone, sorry. But the weight gain is specifically more progesterone because that helps regulate metabolism. So if you have low levels, it can contribute to weight gain. And then fertility issues. It can affect ovulation, making it harder to get pregnant. And it can also increase the risk of miscarriage in early pregnancy. And then headaches. So, you know, you're 30, 35, you're 40, and you're dealing with like kind of a midlife crisis potentially. There's a lot of things going on. If you're in this age group in 2025, things feel a little bit like a dumpster fire currently. So it's kind of like, what can I do about this? I mean, these are a lot of really negative things that I just went over. So, this is what we can do. Don't lose hope. Just stay with me. Support your liver. So, estrogen the liver is the estrogen detox pathway, which is really cool, and I didn't even know that before researching this video. So, your liver helps break down excess estrogen. So support it with cruciferous, try and say that word. It's something about that word. Cruciferous vegetables. Like if you don't have a lisp, you will have a lisp when you say that. Like broccoli, cauliflower, and arugula. Add lemon water and avoid alcohol when possible. Liver health. Number two, so healthy diet. This helps balance your blood sugar. So focus on protein and fiber with every meal. I like that as this little like kit to just like keep in the back of your brain. Like, oh, with every meal I should have protein and fiber. For me, fiber is really hard to get in. Protein seems I was working on that. Now I feel like I've gotten into a good rhythm with adding a good amount of protein in, but I really need to work on my fiber intake. Um, Ditch refined carbs, ditch sugars, and this will help reduce your mood swings and your belly fat specifically. So you want to focus on fruit, vegetables, whole grains, and this is a cool one, phytoestrogens. So this is like legumes and then like flaxseed. So that's really interesting. I didn't know that either. And these obviously having a healthy diet is going to control your weight, put you in a good weight range for your height and your stature, which positively influences your hormone levels. So, number three is work on lowering your stress hormones. I feel like I say this in every preventative wellness video, but high cortisol steals from progesterone. So, practice breath work, yoga, do some walking, or even just take 5 minutes of quiet each day, whatever it is for you that helps lower your stress levels. Number four is prioritize sleep. So, aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. Magnesium glycinate can really help. Limiting your screen time before bed and then sleeping in a cool, dark room can help reset your hormones. Number five is limit caffeine and alcohol because both of these substances can exacerbate hot flashes in some women. So here's some more things you can do. Number six, you can incorporate some vitamins and minerals. So boron, this is a mineral that helps your body absorb testosterone and estrogen. Vitamin B, this helps your body create and use estrogen. Vitamin D functions as a hormone in the body and helps with estrogen production. And vitamin E, this may help reduce hot flashes and insomnia specifically. Number seven, natural estrogen supplements. So this is black cohosh. This is a Native American herb that specifically helps with hot flashes. DHEA is a synthetic version of this hormone in a pill, powder, or topical form to help produce other hormones like testosterone and estrogen. And then lastly, red clover has shown to alleviate hot flashes in menopausal women. So here's some medical things you can do. So if you've tried all the natural things and you're like, I still need to like bring out the big guns, let's see what we can do medically. This is what we can do. So HRT, hormone replacement therapy. So this is supplementing with synthetic or bioidentical hormones. You can do this in the form of like estrogen therapy. It comes in pills, patches, creams, gels, and then even something called an Estring that gets inserted into the vagina, vulva, whatever the technical word is for that. It gets put up there and it stays there, and it's actually really cool. I've actually used this after having my child. I had reduced estrogen levels, and that caused a whole lot of problems, and it was specifically related to the childbirth process. So if you want to know more about that, because that just was really mind-blowing. But anyways, I used the Estring for it was about a year, and it really helped. It was like pretty amazing. I was sad to have to go off it, but you can't go on long term. Um, that you can't use the estring long term. So, and then you can have combined estrogen and progesterone therapy for menopause and perimenopause symptoms. Number two is antidepressants, and this helps with mood swings, anxiety, depression, obviously, and then gabapentin or Neurontin, oxybutynin, and then this one is fesolintant. That's I completely butchered that. Like I don't even have to like I wish I had my phone and I could just look it up because that was horrible. Anyways, those three different drugs. So gabapentin is a medication that's originally used or most used for seizures. The second one, the oxybutynin, is for overactive bladder, and then that last guy, which I'm not going to say again, that's a new med, and that is specifically for hot flashes. So those are some drugs. Disclaimer, always consult with a medical provider to determine the best course of treatment for you based on your signs and symptoms, your medical history, and potential risks to determine the most appropriate treatment plan for you. So this video is just an informational presentation. All right, so when do you seek help? So If your symptoms are getting in the way of your life, you're exhausted, you're constantly anxious, you're struggling with your period, you're not able to sleep, you're waking up drenched in sweat, like definitely seek out support. This is not something you should just like grin and bear it and deal with. Ask your doctor to run some lab work. This is what's going to give you some answers. So I wrote a little list here of the different labs that you should ask for, and you should take a picture, screenshot if you're watching this on your phone. So you don't have to write all these down, but estradiol, that's your estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, cortisol, DHEA, LH, vitamin D, iron, B12, and a full thyroid panel. And make sure you ask for TSH, free T4, free T3, and then prolactin. So those are my tips and tricks. I hope that you got something out of this video. And if you're over the age of 35, welcome to the club. I'm 40 now, so there's a lot of things that come up that are interesting at this age. Luckily, I could have a little bit of perimenopause. Like when I was researching this video, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, have that. But it's nothing that's really interfering with my life excessively. But then I think as women, we have this tendency to sort of just like, I don't know, you just like deal with things like hot flashes, for instance. Like I definitely get like to the point where I'm like, oh my God, like get this sweater off me. And you're like ripping it off and throwing it. But like I feel like I've done that for a really long time. Um, so I don't know if that's for me related to perimenopause, or I'm just like, I don't know, a spastic human that like needs to like rip things off and be like, oh my God. Anyways, that's the end of the recording. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.